Hi, my name is Monica. Just recently I got married. My husband Moustapha is from Niger, Africa. He comes from a culture that still believes in arranged marriages. When Moustapha actually met me, his mother was in the process of finding him a wife back home. When she found out he had already fallen in love with and was about to marry an American, she was a little disappointed. For the longest time, I didn't know arranged marriages still existed. One of my ex-coworkers is from Pakistan, and he had a fiancée that he had never met, but is supposed to marry when he goes back home. Since then, I've met a lot of people that come from other cultures and have had arranged marriages or are waiting until they go back home. Arranged marriages are an important part of many cultures to this day. I think this is a topic that we should all learn about because the Treasure Valley has such a large refugee and immigrant population. We go to school, work, and interact with these people that have different values than we do. I am a big believer in the fact that we should learn a little bit about the cultures that surround us. I want to share with all of you a little information that I learned about arranged marriages, where it still is practiced, why, and what are the basic steps of an arranged marriage. I would like to start off with what arranged marriage is. Today I'm talking about arranged marriages, not forced marriages. A forced marriage is a marriage that is against one or both of the participants' wills. In a forced marriage, the parents do not allow the future newlyweds to have any say in their choice of spouse. This form of arranged marriage is rare, but in some parts of the world, such as in the Middle East, part of Africa, and Asia, it does exist. If he or she refuses to marry the chosen person, they'll be punished or sometimes even killed. Stated in traditional arranged marriages, a traditional arranged marriage is when the parent or a matchmaker chooses their son or daughter's future spouse with only a little input from the soon-to-be newlyweds. If either the son or daughter refuses the choice, the parents tend to respect their wishes and will find someone else. The main motivation factors in such marriages is the happiness of the son and daughter, but the standpoint of the parents know best. That said, the parents will often exert considerable pressure on their child to marry the person they have chosen, because they do strongly believe they know best. The major factors that must be taken into account are the reputation of the family, vocation, wealth, appearance, values, caste, religion, horoscope, and medical history. In many cases, cousins will marry cousins, so it is very important to do a blood test to make sure any offspring will not have any genetic mutations. There are many places that still practice arranged marriages, and in various ways, even though the steps of the arranged marriage differ from country to country, tribe to tribe, and family to family. During my research, I found out that arranged marriage is common in South Asia, Africa, the Middle East, Latin America, Southeast Asia, and parts of East Asia. As you can see, those are a lot of them. Let's see why a person would choose to agree to an arranged marriage. I read a few articles from the CWI library database and accumulated this information. The main articles I got this information from are From Strangers to Spouses and Arranged Marriages as Support for the Intra-Ethnic Matchmaking. The first reason someone would agree to an arranged marriage is because it's tradition. The parents have done it, the grandparents have done it, the great-grandparents have done it, and so on. That's how they've been united. Another surprising fact that I learned about is that most of the arranged marriages are between cousins or other family members. This is done so that the future children can be brought up in the same family beliefs and religions. Keeping the money in the family is also another good reason. There is also a tradition of when two very close friends matchmake their children so they can stay close and even become family. There are many reasons why people would choose to have an arranged marriage, and these are only a few of those reasons. The arranged marriage process happens for different reasons and in different ways, but the process is all about the same when it comes down to the basics. To learn about the steps of an arranged marriage, I gained my knowledge through research and interviewing my husband, Moustapha, and my neighbor and friend, Yousef from Kuwait. Families known, the first step is two families that know each other. They have a son and a daughter, and they see if they're compatible. If they are compatible, then the families have a luncheon so the daughter and son can meet. And if they like each other, they proceed to the next step. So they get the choice of saying yes or no. After the luncheon, in some cultures, the man and woman are allowed to court with the supervision of a chaperone. Or families might not want them to see each other again until the wedding day. The fifth step, at this point, then a dowry is given. In my husband's country, the wife's family is known to give a dowry, but it is more for the new couple to have money for the house and things they will need as they start their life together. And then soon-to-be husband gives the soon-to-be wife a suitcase full of fine materials for tailored clothing, jewelry, perfume, and shoes. Then the suitcase is passed around for all of the family to see. The final step is the big day, the wedding day. This looks a little different in each culture and for each family. Then they become man and woman. I hope you learned something from this little speech and can go away with some new knowledge. In conclusion, arranged marriages and forced marriages are very different. An arranged marriage is when a matchmaker or the parents choose the son or daughter's future spouse with only a little input from the newlyweds. There are many locations that still practice arranged marriages, as you can tell by looking at this map. A few reasons why someone would choose to have an arranged marriage is because of family tradition,